What's going on? We're going to be doing a workout today using grocery bags. So really the only requirement today is that you have some sort of bag with handles that you can hang onto that has some weight to it. What you can use for weights, for me personally, I actually put some weights in there. If you have dumbbells, go ahead and use those. But obviously this is more set up for those who might not. But you can put books in there, you can put cans, you can put clothing, really anything that has some weight to it, you can put in those bags. I would recommend, especially if you're using different materials, is use a scale just to double check the weight. Make sure your bags are at least close to similar as far as the weight, as we will be using two of them at the same time. Okay. You may also want a pair of gloves, and that can just help with the friction as far as lifting and moving the bags around. Okay. Two extra pieces of equipment that are not required, but you may want to use is that dusty bike maybe that's sitting in your corner. That one we're going to break out today. If you don't have one, I'm going to list a couple warm-up exercises to do instead. And then we may be using a bench today for those that have something available. You can use textbooks or something with some lift to it just to get you off the ground a little bit. Two of our exercises today we'll be using that. But for those, it's not even a requirement. It just helps a little bit with range of motion and improving the difficulty. Okay? Go ahead and get these materials set up and ready. Hit pause. Hit pause first and then probably get it set up, and then we'll get started. We're going to get started with our warm-up. So if you have a bike or an elliptical or something like that available, go ahead and get started. All right, it's going to get a little bit loud, so I'm probably going to turn the volume down a little bit for you guys. This one we're starting with about a minute of a nice, gentle warm-up. Get the arms going if possible. If not, you just work on using the legs. So spending 1 minute. Getting a nice little bit of warming going, and then we'll just do some nice easy intervals, and then that should get us nice, warm, and ready for our workout. About halfway in that first minute. Okay, 10 seconds to go. Now, for those that don't have a bike, there are some exercises listed right on the side. You can do those while I'm working on this. All right, here we go. We're going to get into some intervals. We're going to do 10 seconds hard work. Here we go. Okay, now we do 20 seconds of nice easy pedaling. The reverse of a Tabata, where Tabata is 20 seconds hard and 10 seconds rest. This one we're doing 10 seconds hard and 20 seconds of rest. Okay, get ready, gear up. Here we go, hit hard, 10 seconds. Nice and steady for 20 seconds. All right, couple seconds, get ready. We're going fast. Ten seconds till we go fast again. Get ready. 3, 2, 1. Let's hit it. Okay, we're halfway. 4 intervals down, 4 to go. So get us nice, warmed up and ready for the work we're about to do. All right, ready, set, here we go. Relax. Okay, ready, set, here we are. Okay, 2 left to go. Almost there. Almost there. Nice and steady right now, nice and steady. Pick up that work. One more. One more to do. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Now we're done with that quick piece with the equipment. Let's do a couple squats just to loosen those hips up again. On this one, you're pushing the hips back, lowering down, and come back up. So make sure it's good positioning with the body as you go, okay? Legs are already probably pretty warm. Now we're just working the hips a little bit, getting them shifted. All right, we'll get the upper body a little bit. Crossing through here. Okay, we're going to lift up overhead now. And lift. As you're doing this one, staying tall with your torso. And reaching up, getting a big stretch in that upper body. Okay, that's our warm-up. Now we're getting into the workout. All right, now it's time for the workout portion. Okay, we're going to want our bags right here. I would recommend setting your bag up for anywhere between 10 pounds to 20 pounds each. So we're going to be doing bicep curls for the first one. Okay, so think of each one of these like a dumbbell. So if you're doing 10-pound bicep curls, it'd be like holding a bar. That would work 20. So for me personally, I've got 20 pounds in each bag, so it'd be 40 pounds for my biceps curls. That should be pretty good for me. Okay, this would be a good time to put on gloves. If you got them, we're going to be doing this according to a special timing system invented right here at Tall Trainer called Biernata. So this one is 20 seconds of work, and we followed it up with 20 seconds of rest. So we'll get 6 of those rounds, and then we'll take a 1-minute breather while I explain the next activity. You guys ready? Let's do this. All right, let's bring that up on the screen. Sweet, we're rolling. Okay, bicep curls. All right, you get up nice and tall on this one. We've already started, so we've got our bags, and we are squeezing up and lowering down. Okay? This one, it's more important to go slow and steady because these bags can wave around a little bit. So make sure you're keeping good balance as you go. I'm going to do 1 or 2 more. You go ahead and take a break. Good. Okay. So now we take 20 seconds off. Our muscles get a teensy little chance to recover, and then we're going to get them again. So we're going to do 6 times in a row on this one. I'm going to show you a side view next so you can look at what's going on with my posture. All right, off we go. So I'm standing tall, and I'm opening up my arms all the way. Very important on this one, is where a lot of your work's going to come from, is actually that bottom half of the motion. A lot of times that gets skipped over. So all the way open as you do these bicep curls. Good. Okay, we'll take a little break. Now this one's probably the most intense on the hands. So this is probably the one where you're going to want to use the gloves for sure. The rest of them, it's more optional. But this one is probably the one that is best to have gloves for. All right, here we go. Focus that posture, especially when you start getting tired, especially when the arms start getting wobbly. Now you'll notice that I don't have any music on. You're welcome to put some music on of your own, either YouTube, Spotify, Pandora, whatever you like, iTunes. Just put some of your favorite music on, something's going to pump you up. If you need to, go ahead and mute me, that's fine. Just try and follow along. As far as the timing, I'll keep you up to this. Good, so I'm trying to stay up as tall as I can. Bringing these up really well. Big squeeze. Okay, go ahead and stop. What do we got? 2 intervals left. 2 to go. So we're 4 down, 2 left. All right, you ready? Now 20 seconds is not enough time for your muscles to fully recover. So hopefully you're feeling like your muscles are getting more and more tapped out after each of these rounds. Okay, so we got 1 more to go. 1 more interval. All right, so 1 more. We're going to be up nice and tall. Getting ready. All right, here we go. Definitely the hardest one yet. Good. Squeezing up. Take little mini rest breaks if you need it, but try and keep that work going as best you can. Woo. Okay, that's that for the biceps curls. Let's see what we got coming up next. Okay, this one we got squats. Okay, you can hold on to a heavy object. You can also use a bag or 2 bags. On this one, I'll show you using 1 bag because it's a little quieter, won't make as much noise. So right now we're going to take a minute rest in between stations. We're already 20 seconds into it, so we got 40 seconds left. Okay. But for our squat, biggest thing here is you want to focus on posture, up nice and tall, and we're pushing the hips back as we sink down. Okay. Notice that my toes are pointed straight ahead. Okay. They're not turning out at all. Okay. And they're not caving in at all either. Okay. So nice straight ahead as I'm doing those squats. Okay. All right, 10 seconds till go time. I'm going to grab my bag and we'll get set, okay? So on this one, I'm going to do a variation called a goblet squat. I'm actually going to be holding my bag relatively high according to my body, and that'll challenge my upper body a little bit as well. Okay, so I'll get this one out of the way. And I'll show you this version here, okay? So we're starting with 20 seconds. Now you're welcome to go up and down on this one. I'm going to do a squat hold, then make it a little bit tougher. Okay? There's always variations to make it easier or harder. Okay, and the depth of your squat kind of varies a little bit dependent on your strength and your flexibility. Okay, so I'm just working on staying tall. I've got my hips back. I'm trying to hold this bag nice and high. You can also hold it on the bottom and raise that up a little bit. That can increase that challenge. Okay, so I'm going to take a 20-second rest, and we get into that again. So our squats, we're trying to work as much as we can in our glutes. You're going to feel some in the quad, maybe a little in the hip flexors, okay? But by pushing your weight back, you're going to get more in the glutes, and that's exactly what we need. And again, so we're sinking in. You're doing that hold, great work. Focus on your positioning. It's okay if your squat is in a higher position. If you're here or if you're here, that's okay. Go with wherever your squat takes you, okay? For me, my squat's taking me down here. Plenty of challenge for me. Okay? There is that. 2 down, 4 to go. Now the plan is to do 2 rounds of these exercises. So I'm going to show you a few different exercises. We're going to go through it twice. That'll give us a full workout. We'll do a little stretching at the end. It'll feel real nice. All right, next one up. Okay, focus your posture. If you're doing the up and down version, make sure you're going nice and steady on that one. Okay, looks like this. Does not look like this. Do not do this. Do not tip and then lift here. We don't want to do that. It's too much pressure on the low back. So as you're going, your body moves as one piece. So you're resting right now. Take a little breather. So we got 3 left. So we've done 5. Not 5. We've done 3. We have 3 to go. Okay, so halfway. All right, sink it in. Holding it. There's really nothing better than holding a squat. It's just about my favorite place to be. Could be here all day. Hanging out, just relaxing. It's just another wonderful thing that's a part of my life. Oh man, the timer went off already. 2 to go. 2 to go on this one. All right. Closing it. Closing it. All right, here we go. Okay, up tall. Try and look me in the eyes if you can. Hold this position. Hold this posture. Okay, if you're noticing you're staring at the floor, okay, you want your head in a better position. Okay, so you want to be upright as best you can as you're doing the squat. Okay, holding well. Holding well. We're close. We're close. Good. There's that one. We're going to do one more after this. One more squat, and then we got our next exercise. Check my timer here. Great. We're doing great. All right, it's go time. Down in. Okay, posture's great. Holding well. Good. Focus in. Don't worry about the feeling. Focus more on your breath. You're in control. You're powerful. You got this. And we did it. Okay, so there is our squats. We're starting our 1-minute timer, and we're going to get ready for our next exercise. Let's go ahead and pull that up. I'll just wait until you here. We got push-ups as our next one. Okay, this one you're welcome to use the bench if you would like. You can use a bar or a table or a counter or a chair, something where you can get your arms wide enough apart for your push-ups and high enough so you can do them well. Okay, so I'm going to move this bag out of the way. I'll show you what we got going. Okay, obviously upper body focused. We're dropping our hips in, shoulders are rolled down and back, lowering down, and pushing back up. Okay, push up on that one. You can use your bench or books if you want to. Get your hands on there, and that can actually reduce the difficulty a little bit. Okay, now if you need to make that difficulty tougher, you can spin around and have your feet up on the bench. Okay? And then range of motion, just like the squat, is dependent on your strength and your ability. Okay? So there's my timer. Let's get started. Right into it, okay? So you got yourself set. Go ahead and lower down and come back up. Okay? If you need that to be tougher, just make that slower. All right? So 20 seconds for most people should be plenty to get a good burn going. If you're noticing you're burning out early, that's okay. Just be done early. Okay. I want to breathe. One thing to notice on my push-up, my arms are at about 45 degrees, okay? You don't want your arms way up here as you're doing your push-ups. You want to squeeze your shoulders down and tuck your elbows in a little bit. Don't tuck them super far, but tuck them in a little bit. That'll take a lot of pressure off your shoulders and put it where we need to work most, chest and upper back. Okay, off we go again. Just doing your best. Each 20 seconds, just doing your best. Good. Now, for those that have struggled with the push-up, don't worry. It's a very difficult exercise. The best thing that you can do to get better at push-ups is to focus your posture first, then work on the range of motion. Only once your posture is excellent can you then get better at doing push-ups. So what happens too often is people get too focused on quantity or depth, and then they start sabotaging their actual strength gain. All right? So the most important thing to do, hold good posture, whichever way you're doing it. Okay, but I've got shoulders down and back, lowering down, come back up, take a little break. And as I'm going, eventually, I can start getting myself deeper and deeper and deeper into that motion with my good posture. Okay, so you may start off on a bar or a counter, but you may slowly start to work your way down to a lower and lower position. Okay, so maybe you're starting off, this example, right? Maybe I'm starting off on a counter, and I'm going my push-ups through here. Okay, and eventually, you make it so that you can do your push-ups from the knees on the floor, but not as deep. That's okay. Go as deep as you can from your knees. Then once you master, go ahead, take a break. Once you master those push-ups from the knees, then you can try a few from the toes. Hello, we have a visitor. Woo! All right, back to the push-ups. Lowering down, come back up. Good. Focusing on good positioning as we go. Okay, let's take a little break. So we've got one left to go. One left to go. All right, getting ready. 3, 2, 1. Off we go. I'll show you guys the front-facing version so you can see what's going on. Chest out, lowering down, come back up. Okay, good positioning, good posture as we go. Okay, that's it. We did it. We did the push-ups. All right, let's see our next exercise. All right, this one, we've got the bent over back fly, okay? I would recommend, set my timer, I would recommend on this one, lightening the load, okay? So whatever you were doing for biceps, I'd recommend at most half of that, okay? So I had about 20 for biceps. I'm gonna try 10 for the back fly, and that should be plenty of challenge for me, okay? This is one where it's handy to have a bench or something to raise your feet up a little bit. That's just going to improve my range of motion for the back fly. So I'm going to show you really quick. I'm going to show you right here. You hold your bags on the side, and then we can squeeze up. So you notice here how this bench being a little bit higher gives me a little bit more range of motion on my squeeze. Another way to get that is to grab a little bit lower on the bags, and you can lift them up a little higher. Okay? Now this one's focused on the upper back. You're going to notice that I'm pretty well tipped forward. Okay? I'm trying to tip as far forward as I can, and then do the fly. Okay, don't worry about being up here as you're doing it. We're going to do another exercise like that in a minute or two. Make sure right here you're tipped over as far as you can go. So what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to spin this bench to the side. That we can side view for some of these first rounds. Okay? So we'll get that time started, and we're off to the races. Okay? So I'm grabbing here, squeezing out to the sides. And chest out, working in that upper back as I go. Okay? Taking a little breather. So we're working on 6 rounds, just like this. 3, 2, 1, here we go. Okay, we're good. Take a little breather. Now, on this one, a thing you can work on or work towards is, first of all, steady work as best you can. But if you notice that you're unable to get a full 20 seconds worth, just do your best. Just get as many as you can in that 20 seconds. You gotta take little breathers. Do it. Okay. Nice squeezing in that upper back for that nice back thigh. Okay, little breather. Next 3 we're done. Yeah, 3 down, 3 to go. Make sure as you're going, you're staying well hydrated. I'll be taking a water break coming up in a second here. But fluids are huge as far as your workout. Make sure you're well fueled as well. Okay, especially on exercise where you're tipping over, moving up and down a lot. Sometimes those can cause a little bit of dizziness or lightheadedness. Okay, take a little breather. Woo! What are you up to? What do you got going on after this? I'm gonna go home. Maybe I'll take a nap. Be nice. Probably won't get a nap though. I got a wife and kid. No way. Alright, tip it over and squeezing up. You may notice over time that your arms don't quite get as high as they once did. That's actually great. It means your muscles are getting close to exhaustion and you're hitting your peak. So do your best. Get as far as you can. Lift as high as you can with as good a quality as you can. And you'll notice that sometimes your arms just don't quite work. Okay? This is our last set. Okay, big squeezes. We're almost there. Okay, we did it. Let's go and talk about our next activity. Okay, our next one is the plank. All right, so for our plank, we'll go from knees or from toes. And the most important thing you can do on that one is work on your posture and position. Okay. So I'll show up the knees really quick. Looks like this, sinking down in, got your elbows here, and chest out, nice and big, okay? Make sure you're not back here, and you're not in here. Want to find that happy medium right there. You can also go from toes if you need more difficulty on that one. Now, if you notice that the 20-second plank is too easy, what you could try to do is if you have like a duffel bag or something that's closable, sealable, or a backpack, you could put that on as you do your plank. That can increase the challenge. Another thing you could do is try and squeeze extra hard on your plank. That's what I'll be doing. I'll just be going a little bit extra. Off we go into our plank, either from toes or from knees. Now I'm going to lock this one down. I'm going to squeeze as hard as I can. I'm going to get the most I can out of it. Flexing every muscle I've got, from my abs all the way down to my toes. My legs are working, my arms are working, my chest is working, legs going like crazy. Whew. Especially the abs here, especially the abs. Lock them in, a little bit more. Got it. Take a breath. All right, now we've only got a couple more exercises to go, and then we're going to go through and repeat. Okay, you ready? Going back to our plank again. In 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and get ready. Here we go. All right, so I'm up on my toes, squeezing in tight. Now, plank is a great exercise. It actually helps you engage your core, which is huge for the safety, longevity, and quality of life in your lower back. Okay, if you've ever had lower back issues or disc issues, the strength of your abdomen is probably partly to blame. So if you can have stronger core, stronger abdominal muscles, that's going to be tremendous as far as protecting your lower back and keeping your discs healthy and safe. They found that if you can hold a plank for 2 minutes or more, that is adequate protection and coverage for your back. So I'll go ahead and show you the facing front version. You can kind of see my body is in a nice straight line. I think it is. Looks good. Right? So we're holding nice and tight, squeezing really well.
keeping a great posture. Okay, here we go. Make sure you're looking straight down. Don't look at your toes. Okay, look at your hands. All right, good. Take a little break, a little breather. Okay, we go. Ready to go. Halfway. Okay, remember, if it's too easy, add in that extra squeeze, or maybe get a weighted backpack, or get a family member to sit on you or push you down. Okay, that can increase the challenge a little bit for you as you go. Okay, here we go. Back to it. Squeezing tight, bracing and holding. Working well. Okay, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Go harder, go harder, go harder. Give me a little more. Give me a little more. Every little bit you can get. Every bit you can get. Squeeze, squeeze. Okay. Take a little breather, a little relax. We got 2 to go, right? 2 to go, 2 to go. Okay, a couple seconds till we start. Get ready, and we're in. Okay, bracing, holding, squeezing well. Okay, chest is out. Try and dig your elbows in a little extra. You're trying to pull your elbows towards your hips. Okay, so that pushing in action is going to get a little extra work in your abs. Holy moly, can I feel it a lot more? That's really good. So dig those elbows in, push them towards your hips. They're not actually going anywhere. Take a rest. They're not actually going anywhere, but it's increasing and improving on that work. Another thing to be careful of on your plank is what's going on with your back. Make sure it's not caving in, and make sure it's not puffing up. Okay, caving in is probably the biggest one that I see on this. So you want to make sure your hips are tilted under just a little bit. Okay, so I'll show you what you don't want. You don't want this, okay, where your hips are down. You want to tuck underneath like this. Okay, so chest is out. I'm tucked underneath here. I'm working really, really well for my abs. We're almost there. We're almost there. Final countdown. Good. Finish it up. Finish it up. Strong, powerful. Got it. Okay. There's that one. Let's dive in to our next exercise. So we've got the shoulder raise next. Now, I might even recommend just a touch lighter than you did for the back fly, but somewhere in that neighborhood will probably be perfect for you. Okay, I'm going to grab a little water break. I recommend you do the same if you haven't already. Staying hydrated is huge. So our next one is a shoulder side raise. You're going to be up nice and tall. You're going to raise up to the sides. Okay? You can also grab a little bit lower on these for a little bit more control. Again, looking like that. As we go, your motion is going to get smaller and smaller, as you are about to see with mine. All right, it's that time. Timer has started. We are off and going. You're up tall, raising up to the sides. Okay, make it consistent, make it steady as you go. Squeezing up. Good. Keep that going. Keep that going. Okay, a little breathing. Woo! You guys having fun yet? Good, because I am. Oh, man. Okay, getting ready for our next set. Nice and tall. And let's go ahead and raise to the sides. Okay, try and keep your arms even and equal. You may notice that there's a difference between sides. You may notice one arm starts to shrug a little bit. Try and keep your posture excellent and just do your best to raise evenly on both sides. Okay, so it can definitely tick on you a little bit if you've got one dominant side or you've got one side that's had an injury. Okay, this one is very important on the back fly to be super tipped forward. Okay, and when you're doing that one, you're working more of these upper back muscles. This one is working more of our shoulder muscles. However, if on the back fly you were up relatively high, you're going to work these same muscles twice. Okay, so you're just going to be extra tired on this one. That's why it's important on the back fly to get that big tip. Good. Set that down. 20 seconds and 20 seconds and 20 seconds and 20 seconds. We're doing great. Almost there. Almost there.
Okay? Halfway on the side raise. Get a little warm, get a little toasty. Alright. Posture. And up we go. Okay, I'll show you a side view so you can get an idea. Arms are directly to the sides. On this one, I'm doing my best to maintain control as I'm lifting. Okay, I'm noticing I'm not quite able to get as high as my first repetitions. Okay, you may be noticing the same thing. Just do your best, get as far into the range as you can, and just do what you can. Okay, even if it's just a tiny little hold right here, that's going to work your muscles just that little bit extra that can take things to the next level. Okay, so with strength training, very important, those last couple repetitions, those are the difference makers as you work it. Okay, so those first repetitions are just building. It's a crescendo. The most important piece is right at the end. So make sure you get that last little bit. That is where change happens. That's where your body adapts, and that is where you see progress and you feel progress. Those last reps. So milk every little bit, okay? And try and make your exercises hard from the start. I know it sounds counterintuitive. You say, well, I want to be able to last the whole time, okay? But it's more important to get a deeper level of burn and maybe even be done a little bit sooner, okay? So we're on to our last one right now. This is it. Make it count. Do your best, okay? Good posture, raising up. Good posture, raising up. Okay, just a few more to go. A few more to go. Okay. Boom. Done. All right, we'll get our timer started. We got a 1 minute timer, and I'll talk to you about our next activity. So next one up is the deep lunge. Okay, you may want a bench for this one. You can also do just a lunge instead. I'm going to give you guys two options on this one. You do 20 seconds on one leg, 20 seconds rest, and then 20 seconds that same leg again, 20 seconds rest, 20 seconds that same leg again, and 20 seconds rest, and then do the same thing for the other side. Those that want to kick things up a notch, you can do 20 seconds for one side, and then immediately move into 20 seconds for the other side, and then back and forth and back and forth. So I'll let you pick what you want to do. For me personally, I think I'll demonstrate this is an easier option for everybody at home, but I'll demonstrate the harder option just to inspire you. Okay? So for this one, you're welcome to hold on to your bags at your sides. You can also go body weight, okay? But you got a foot on the bench back behind you, a foot out in the front, and then we are lowering down and raising back up. Those with knee issues, do this one a little more shallow. Could be like this. If it's like serious knee issues or ankle issues, what I want you guys to do is find a chair, take it forward, and you're doing a leg raise instead. Okay? So whichever you're doing, whether it's a deep lunge, a regular lunge, or a leg raise, let's go ahead and get ourselves ready. So I'm going one leg forward, one leg back. I'm lowering down and coming back up. Lowering down, coming back up. Okay? Good posture, good positioning, staying up nice and tall. I'm going to move these out of the way. You can kind of see where my leg's at. Okay, my knee is creeping too far forward. Okay? Move directly into the other leg. For those that are doing the alternate version, you can rest right now. Okay, but I'm going to go both. Just increase that difficulty a little bit. So you still get a great workout, even with minimal weights. You can get great resistance strength training. Okay, those that are working one side, get back to work again. Also hold these up here if you wanted to. Again, those working one side, you take a break. You like screaming yet? All right, working one side, get back to work.
But you're probably working the other side now. Okay. Again. Good. Keep it up. You can do this. You can do this. If you're resting, you can really do this. Woo! Woo! Oh man. Oh man. My bench keeps sliding away. All right, back to work. Back to work. You're doing one side. You're back to work. Good. We're going. We're going. Adjust my grip a little bit. Oh, my legs are shaking and quaking. I don't know about you. A little bit of a tip forward can help you a little bit. How many more we got? Holy moly. All right, one more. One more each side. Those that are doing just the one side, this is your last one. My bench. My bench. Come back. Those are doing one side. You're done. Okay. Good. Almost there. Almost there. Shaking and quaking. Doing your best. Every repetition. It's a big stance. Down deep. Knees above the ankles. Is that it? No, that's not it. I was just kidding. Yikes! We got more to do! Yabba dabba do! Oh man, I almost ended too early. That would have been terrible. Good. Finish up. Finish up. Okay. That'll do it. Oh man. Woo! That one got me breathing. Woo. Let's find out what we got next. A side plank, chest line. For this one, I would recommend grabbing a weight or a can or a book and holding this out separate from your body. Okay, doing a bag with this one is probably not going to work as well. All right, you can even do this with a water bottle. Okay, just hold that out in front of you. You can adjust the weight by adding more water or drinking some of it. Okay, so for our side plank, we're down here on the elbow, tucking our knees behind us, lifting the hips up. Okay, hold that water bottle out in front, and we can do a back fly as we go. Okay, I'm going to grab a couple weights just to increase that level of difficulty. All right, and again, like the split squats, you can do one side and then transition immediately into the other side, or you can do one side, take a rest, same side again, take a rest, and same side again, take a rest. And you can flip sides, one side, rest, one side, rest, one side, rest. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do one side and then rest. Because the switch time does take a little bit, I want to make sure I'm maximizing my work time on this one as far as each side. Okay, ready, set, and go. So if you're going from the knees, hips are up here, feet are tucked way back behind you, and make sure that shoulder is directly above the elbow. All right, then we're squeezing up through here. Okay, squeezing up, chest is out. Okay, now I'm going to take that break. Okay, you can also go from feet out like this. Okay, and that one can absolutely rocket the level of difficulty up several fold. Okay, so biggest pieces here, try and line your body up in a straight line, just like this. Okay, Squeezing up and lowering down, just like that. Good positioning, good posture, good hold. You're doing great. Doing great. Keep your hips pushed forward. Chest is up and out. Good posture, good positioning. We're emphasizing it with every rep. A little breathing. Okay, I'm going to demonstrate this next set right here. So you can see that my body is in a nice straight line as I go. Okay, getting ready. Try to keep your head up nice and high. Don't be leaning too far forward. You can see your toes. You're probably too far forward. Maybe this is getting hard for you, but it's super easy for me. Woo! Oh, man. Okay, we're going to change sides now. For those that are doing the one side at a time version, those that are doing both sides at a time, you're already working. All right, get set here. Again, shoulder directly above that elbow. Okay, hips are up nice and high, and come out and lift it up. One thing you may notice is your temptation to push your hips forward and lean them back as you go. I'm definitely sensing that in my own body. So I'm having to lock down really well and make sure I go steady through my motion instead of trying to fling the weights up there. More important to lock it down and go steady than cheat yourself out of the good work, okay? So don't cheat, don't take away the good work. Hold here and go nice and steady. Your body stays in place as the weights move. Don't let your body go anywhere. Don't let it go. It's tempting. It's really tempting. Don't let it go. Good. One more. One more. We're close. We're very, very, very close. All right, get yourselves ready. Get yourselves ready. Okay, 6, 5. Woo, I don't know if I'm ready. Woo. Ah! Okay, hips are up. Off we go. Last little bit. If you need to, you can bring a leg over in front to help balance and support you. But for increased challenge, try and stack them. Almost. Oh, man. That was easy. Those that are doing both sides, you're still going now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now you got it. Okay. Let's see what we got next. Oh, would you look at that? Oh, man, that was a doozy. I don't know about you, but that got me pretty good. So I'm going to move into our stretch time now. We'll go ahead and find a spot to lay down, and we'll get to work. Let's see if I can get to a spot where you can see me. Okay, so this one we're going to lay down. Go ahead and lay on your back. We're going to have one leg up in the air, and we're just going to straighten out the leg. I'm going to hit my timer here. You can grab behind, and we're squeezing that leg up nice and high. Okay, try and keep it as straight as you can for a big hamstring stretch. Okay, so leg up nice and high, big hamstring stretch. We're just going to do 5 stretches today as we're working. So big stretch in here. We're going to hold each of these stretches just a little bit longer than sometimes we might. A lot of times we'll do 30 seconds on a stretch. Here we're going to do a nice 40 seconds. I'm actually going to lift myself up a little bit, just trying to squeeze in a little bit deeper on this one. Woo! Pull your toes back. A lot of times you can increase that stretch. Okay, let's go ahead and change sides. Very important on your stretches, try and get to a spot and then hold that spot. Okay, it's more important to hold a spot than it is to continually jerk and move your leg as you go. Okay, so holding a spot is what you're after. So find a deep stretch, a big spot, and hold right Deep breaths. Nice big stretch. Okay, now leg goes down. We're going to take this leg and rotate it opposite this way. So I've got my right shoulder planted in the ground, and I've got my right leg coming up and across as I'm rotating. So very important that that right shoulder stays stuck to the ground as I'm rotating across. I'm trying to get a big stretch in my glute and maybe a little bit in my upper hip / low back. This is a nice, easy rotation. I'm not trying to jerk, not trying to move too fast. Slow and steady is very important on this one. Okay, we'll change sides. This leg comes up. Now my left shoulder is pinned to the ground. And I'm bringing this left leg up over the top. So we're getting a big stretch. Okay. Next one's going to be a groin type stretch. We got our feet together. We got our knees up here, and I'm up nice and tall. So very important that you're up tall, and then you can work on lowering the knees down a little bit to increase or improve on that stretch. It's a great stretch for the lower body. Work on your breathing. Okay, we're going to move into the bow stretch. Grab onto your ankles or the back of your shoes, whichever is better. And now you're lifting these legs up a little bit for a big stretch. You can also just do one at a time if you don't quite have the flexibility. You can also grab a belt and use that to pull that leg up. This one I'm actually going to hold for 2 intervals, and that's to benefit those of you that are working one leg at a time. So I'm just going to get double the work on this one. I'm trying to hold my abs tight as I go, and that's going to keep my low back from cramping up or seizing up. Okay, so if you feel low back feeling weird, make sure you're using your little bit of your abs. That'll help you a lot. So that's the halfway point. If you haven't switched legs, switch legs. If you're doing both, just try and get a little extra. I'm flexing my glutes as well. That's helping to fight against the quads here. So it's a quad-focused stretch. That's what we're going for. If you're feeling a cramp in the hamstring, you can dial that back a little bit. Let that cramp unseize if you need to. And we're going to do one more stretch after this one. All right, if you have a doorway, go ahead and step through your doorway to get a big chest stretch. If you don't, lace your hands behind your back, puff your chest out, and squeeze down and back. This will be a nice chest stretch in here. Helps to open up your posture. Open up your body, lift your head up a little bit. Really get things opened up as much as you can. Whew. All right, that's our stretches for today, and that is a full workout. Okay, so this one you can always keep in your arsenal. It's a great one. All you need is just a little bit of weights in a bag and maybe dumbbells, maybe anything you got. Honestly, just something heavy is what's important. Okay, have a great day. This was a lot of fun. Thanks for doing this with me.